welcome to S4 HANA Demo series. Today we are going to showcase TM shortcut planning with the North America Rule 11 scenario. I am Bimal Shubhakumar, based out of Denver, Colorado. I am accompanied by Jasmeet. Jasmeet.
I'm Jasmeet Kaur Chaudhary, and I'm a senior functional consultant, SAP TM, based out of Ontario, Canada.
Thanks, Jasmeet. Today we are going to showcase an automated Rule 11 rail scenario. By Rule 11, it means that it is the 11th rule in the railway accounting rules by American Association of Railroads. In short, it means that a shipper can have independent contracts with individual rail companies, and each of these railroads can invoice the shipper individually. As you know, in North America, the rail movements requires multiple railroads services to reach the end customer in most of the scenarios. So in this today's demo, we will be creating a sales order, which is moving from Irving, Texas, to a customer in Detroit, Michigan. And we will be doing something called shortcut planning. In this scenario, there won't be any freight units, and we'll be creating a freight order directly. And as soon as the freight order is created, it will automatically determine the default route and calculate the charges automatically. All these will be automated. And in this specific case, the default route that we have set up is to move from Texas to Chicago, which is the rail junction via Union Pacific, and from Chicago to Detroit customer via BNSF. So once the automated charge calculation is complete, then we will be creating a delivery from TM freight order. Then pick, pack, PGI process will be completed in S4 delivery. For this demo purpose, we are using an IM managed storage location. And once the delivery is PGI'd, we'll be creating freight settlement document individually per carrier and posting it to accruals. As part of the accruals posting, service PO, service entry sheet, and a freight settlement document will be created. And after that, we will be recording the invoices of each carrier in S4 through Miro transaction. And this way we can see that individual rail companies can send invoices, can be received and paid individually by the shipper. Now, what are the business benefits? It means there is all these things can be fully automated. For example, freight settlement document creation and posting of the invoices all can be done by batch jobs. Even the invoice that is received from the carrier can be automated through EDI 410 interfaces. And route selection can be automated, and we can reduce the cost by having individual contracts with individual rail carriers, and we can pay the invoices individually to the carrier. There are some caveats saying that in this specific scenario that the orders are coming in rail car quantities. That is why we can directly create a rail freight order. But if in case orders, there should be consolidation and other complexities are there, then we can go with the typical freight unit and optimize our planning route. But in this specific scenario, we are taking a simple shortcut planning scenario. Now, Jasmeet, my colleague, will showcase this entire process in the SAP system. Jasmeet, over to you.
Thank you so much, Bimal. So today, what we are doing is we are going to go into an end-to-end scenario and create a demo for you all to showcase how can we achieve automated planning and how can we incorporate a Rule 11 in this scenario. So I already have my create sales document or sales order screen open here. And fortunately, I have a document that I want to use as a reference in the interest of time. So I am going to say that my order type is ZOR1, and I am creating one with a reference. So you can see I have my sold to party, ship to party. I will here say that I am testing my Rule 11 scenario. And then I have all of my details. When do I want it to be delivered? What is my material, my quantity, all of the details. I am going to save this document. And my standard sales order is created. Going into the display of the standard sales order, I go into the TM status, the document flow tab, and you can see that my freight order is already created. So we'll go to the freight order work list tab and we'll feed in this rail freight order to look at the details. That is my rail freight order. So I want to start with the general data tab first. And I want to show you here where it says invoicing carrier level. So this is where it proves that we are using Rule 11 scenario where we are saying that there are multiple invoicing carriers. As Bimal already explained, see, we have the default route already showing up. Now that is because we maintained those configs in the SAP TM. So here we see that. We can also validate my source location as well as my destination location. Moving on, I want to show the stages where, like we said in our slide, that we have two stages. So first stage is going from my source location onto my rail junction, which is Chicago, and it is going to be executed by Union Pacific. And then from Chicago, it will go to my final customer in Detroit, and that will be executed by BNSF. Now going there, just very quickly, let's see the document flow, and this is how it looks. It shows my predecessor document as well as my current document. Now moving on, the very basic important thing which we talked about Rule 11 was that we have different carriers working on different legs of the shipment, and they are going to charge us individually for their own execution, right? So if I go to the charges, I see here that the automatic charge calculation has already happened. Now you see that the Union Pacific is charging me for its own first leg, and it is charging me a total of 880 USD, comprising a total of the base charges and the fuel percentage. And similarly, BNSF is charging me for its own leg, which is approximately $690. But then this is all maintained in the charge management. So it is what it is when we have agreements defined within SAP TM. Now, very quickly, we are going to go ahead and create a delivery from inside the freight order. So I go here. Now that it is created, let's just once check again in the document flow and see it is available here. Now going on to my outbound delivery tab here. I'm going to add the source location. And then I'm going to pick the exact quantity and we'll do the post goods issue. Now that this is done, let's go back to our rail freight order and check the statuses tab. So if you see here, the warehouse processing status and the good movement status is saying that it is ready for warehouse processing and it is not processed yet. But once we refresh it, you see that it is completely processed. So that's the good part. Now coming to the freight settlement document, since it is Rule 11 and since we have two carriers executing and they are going to bill us for their own legs, what's going to happen is that we will have two different FSDs created and posted. When we talk about the complete automation and zero touching on the scenario, zero manual intervention, we can also automate this part as part of a batch job. But for demo purposes, we are going to create it manually. So I'm going here and I'm creating the freight settlement document. You see, it's going to ask me if I want to create for one at a time or if I want to create for both. We are going to do for both the carriers at the same time. And again, here I have the option of creating one by one or both. When I save all, the status in my freight order is going to say that it is ready for accruals. And when I post it back into the freight settlement document, both the FSDs, one for BNSF, the other for Union Pacific, should be created and posted. We have the service entry sheet and purchase order individually for both the carriers for their respective amounts. Now going back to creating, receiving the invoice and then paying them off, the beauty of Rule 11 is that I don't have to wait for both the carriers to submit their invoices together. To be able to pay one or both of them together, I can pay one of the invoices today if I receive their invoice, and then if I have to wait for the other one, I can just simply wait. I don't have to wait and delay the payment for one carrier at once, or wait for the other one. So we are going to go to my row, and we are going to go ahead, add my invoicing date. I will go ahead and add my freight order. So see here, it asks me, which one do I want to use? So which one do I want to pay? So I'm going to go to BNSF first. And assuming that I want to pay off the complete amount, which is the 690 USD. See, the balance is 0 now. I'm going to post. I have the document number already created here. Assuming that I have invoices for both UP as well as BNSF, I am going to go ahead and create the invoicing document for Union Pacific as well, paying off the entire 880 USD. Great. So now that we have this, going back to the rail freight order and then into the document flow, I just want to show you all that the status did get changed to invoice verified, and I have the invoice number already captured here. Now, this is how an end-to-end scenario of going from the sales order until making payments to both the carriers can be achieved via Rule 11 automated scenario. For further queries, you can always contact Prime S4. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much. Until next time.